Well, good morning and welcome back, y'all. So glad you could join us. So today we're gonna start the video off a little different, something we've never done before, but you guys have been asking for it. Is we're gonna tell you what we thought about our stay here in Big Bend, Texas. So it's coming to an end and we're here at the RoadRunner Travelers RV Park. So I'm gonna start the video off with telling you all the cool things this park has to offer, as well as what we think about it. And it's time to start packing up because we gotta leave tomorrow. So we're here at the dog park. It's where me and Buddy spend a lot of our time every day. They have their own doggy bags and a trash can, and they have a watering tub and a bowl here. We are right here in front of this view of the mountains. Actually, the whole park has a view of the mountains. So right down there is our RV right in front of the dog park, and right here is a community center. Now, this didn't seem like a cool idea when we first got here, but this place right here ended up being the best part of this RV park. So they have cornhole, they have horseshoes, picnic tables. They even have these heaters with propane installed, so you can come down here on the evening time when it's a little chilly and fire them up. Tetherball, they even have barbecue pits, and they have a fire ring with firewood supplied. But that's not the coolest thing about this. The coolest thing about all this was every time that we came down here and started hanging out, we met almost everybody in the park. This has got to be the friendliest park we have ever stayed at. So we have a group of 6 adults and 3 kids in our party, and every time we came down here, there would end up being 20 or 30 people down here hanging out. Even one day, the camper that was right there, they're gone now, they had an inflatable bounce house with kids. They aired it up right there, and all the kids in the park were jumping while all the adults were hanging out here, enjoying the fire, the propane heaters, and just having a good time. So anyway, that's the community area and the dog park, and of course the view. Let's go back and show you the RV side. Welcome to our campsite. So there we are, right here. And it's pretty standard, but it's really nice because it has these rocks, and this ground right here is really hard. The ground's actually really awesome unless it rains, and I'll show you more about that when I drive around the park in a minute. But when it rains here, it doesn't matter what the ground's made of. This stuff right here, everything that's not the hard rocks becomes so soft that it's literally impossible to walk in or drive in. You can see some of the spots over there. It's really bad over there as people were trying to leave when it was raining. But this is our site. You can see we've been using it quite well. Lots of cooking here, lots of hanging out. Every site has an awesome fire ring. And then over here, we have Phil and Lolo's site, Thomas and Beverly's site. And the thing is our site is not the best one, but we have neighbors right now. But they've only been here for maybe 2 days out of the 16. So normally we wake up to that view because there's not an RV there. So the best sites in this place are actually that one right there, that one right there, and that one right there, because there's gonna be no one in front of you and you get an unobstructed view of the mountain. Now right there in that area, that's another community center with cornhole, a fire pit, tetherball, dog bags. So it's really nice to walk around here. So you have a spot right here and a spot down there that you can walk your dog. So another thing that's cool about this park is the water down here is not all that great. It's got a lot of magnesium in it. This is the only park down here that has its own reverse osmosis system. So these are the holding tanks for all the camp's water, and inside there, that building, is a reverse osmosis system. Plus they have markers that you can come down here and write your name on it, and when you were here they love you to decorate it. And also next door, that's the camp host, and that's his pile of wood that he'll give you if you're staying here. You don't have to pay for it. So that's really cool. So that's actually the owner, and there's also a camp host that stays here that's a work camper that is actually the spot next to Mr. Thomas. So when you check in, that's who you're talking to, but they take turns. He's not always here and she's not always here, but one of them is always here at some point. So there's several RV parks down here, but this is one of the nicer ones. And we spoke to all the people that are here. So there's a lot of snowbirds that come down here for the winter, and there's a lot of people that just frequent this place a lot. And they've all said that they've tried all the places in the area, and they're not terrible, but this is the newest one. It's the nicer one. Plus, it's very close to everything you want to do down here. Also, they're getting ready to add their on-site laundry and bathhouses over there on the other side of that little berm. Don't know when that's going to be, but they are going to be having an on-site laundry and bath in the future. Another thing to note, the water here. The water pressure is not bad, but it's only about 35 psi. So we usually fill our tanks and use our onboard pump to have showers. But overall, this is a very nice park. Pretty awesome. It's actually the friendliest park we've ever stayed at. I've never been to a park where we've literally met everyone in this site. Some of them were people that watch us and knew who we were. But most of them, we didn't know them until we met them here at the park, and we've left with friends. Everyone here wants to hang out. We've had several nights where we had all the chairs around the campfire, and we had several neighbors over here hanging out with us. So I'm driving through the park, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about when it rains here. So this place is really hard, but when it rains and people have to leave, all this happened. Now, it hasn't rained in a few days, but it's still kind of soft. But when it rained down here, it rained on and off for almost 2 days straight, and it made this ground like quicksand. So all the people that had to leave that day, the camp host actually suggested they extend their stay, but they had other plans. No one got stuck, but they left here in a real big mess. You can see over here too. So that right there is from the dumpster truck coming to pick up the dumpster right here. They left tracks everywhere. Now, right now it's fine because it's been several days without rain. Another thing to note, it does rain down here from time to time. And when it does, usually that means the park loses power. Actually, the whole town loses power when it rains down here because the power comes from 80 miles away in Alpine, Texas. So we actually went 2 days almost with off and on power. So that's the next point. If you come down here and you're staying here, fill your water tanks full of water on the off chance the power does go out, because it did for us. And there's more on that in a minute when we get up to the gas station, because the power goes out there too. Here is the main entrance. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this town because there's not a lot here, but it'll make it easy if you've never been here before. So as we drive out, there is the liquor store, which also sells beer. It's right here. There's not a lot of other choices for things in this area. So if you need alcohol, that's your spot. It's right here across the street. Now, if you take a right and go that way, 5 miles that way is the Terlingua Ghost Town, which we took you to in the last video. And 16 miles that way is Big Bend Ranch State Park, which was also the last video. And if you go left, which is the way we're going, this is the main intersection of Terlingua, Texas. So roughly half a mile from the RV park is the main intersection of Highway 118 and Highway 170. Now, if you take a left, Alpine, Texas, which the way out of here is 80 miles that way. This is the only gas station in town, and like I said earlier, there's issues whenever the power goes out. And then over there, 3 miles that way, is the entrance to Big Bend National Park. We're going right here because we need to put diesel in the truck for tomorrow. So we're here at the only gas station in town, and the price of gas and diesel is pretty steep. Right now I'm paying $4.80 for diesel. Power does go out from time to time here, and these pumps, we've been here 16 days, have probably been down 4 or 5 of those days. It can just be a little flicker of the power, and the pumps will be down until the next day when somebody comes to repair them. So what they tell you down here is when you get here, every time you drive by this gas station, you top it off. If you have half a tank, top it off. The price of diesel down here is very expensive because we are 80 miles away from the nearest town. There's actually another gas station down there right before Big Bend Ranch State Park. It's even more expensive. It was $6.09 there. And there is a diesel pump inside the national park, but it's about the same price as out here. You have to enter the national park, and it's about a 45-mile drive from the entrance till you get to the Panther Junction, which is where the gas station is located. We're filling up today because we're leaving here tomorrow, but we fill up every time we drive by if the pumps are open. We're done filling up with diesel. You can go straight back that way to the RV park. Taking a right takes you to Alpine, and a left takes you to the national park. But also, a left is where the only grocery store in town is. So I'll take you down there and take a look at it. About half a mile from the gas station is more RV parks. There's that one right there. It's called Paciano Village. And then I believe there's one right here. Oh, that's still Paciano Village, RV Park and Inn. And then there is one right there. And that actually is across the street from the only grocery store in town. So about a mile from the gas station, on the right-hand side, is a place called Cottonwoods. It's the only grocery store slash hardware store in town. And they have quite a collection of everything you could possibly need. Just like the diesel station, or the gas station, it's very expensive here. So be like us. Bring your food from outside whenever you're on your way in. Pack your RV as full as you can because you don't want to pay the prices down here. It's steep. Just to put it in perspective, I bought a small size of laundry detergent here, and it was $20. Eggs are $9 for 18. Water is like $8 for a 24 pack. And these propane exchanges here, it is $81 if you don't have an exchange. If you buy the tank and have it full, it's $81. That's because they have it and you need it. So this is a good place to come buy groceries and just about everything you need, but you're gonna pay for it because it's the only place in town. Also, take note, everything you buy down here, they don't get restocked every day. So if you buy the last of something, It may be a week before the replacement gets stocked back on the shelves. This is useful, but try to avoid spending any money down here because you're gonna pay for it. So if you leave Cottonwoods and you take a right here, you're about 1.5 miles from the entrance to Big Bend National Park. Let's go show you the entrance. There it is. There's Big Bend National Park. And right here is the entrance to the park. Right here is the Big Bend National Park sign. Oh, how silly of me. I forgot you guys can't see anything in the park because I'm not allowed to film in it. Let me turn around and I'll take you back outside the gates. Sorry about that, I was trying to show you the sign. Now we're back outside the park and I can show you again. That's how close Big Bend National Park is. It's very convenient because we could get to almost anywhere in the park with about a 30 to 45 mile drive, spend the day, and then you get to come back out. We love this place. This is a great place to come. If you've never been down here to this part of Texas, you should come try it out. Now, I will say, don't come in here after April because it's gonna be much hotter and much more uncomfortable. It's a really great place to come right now. We're here in February and it's kind of cold at night, but the daytime is perfect. Like today, it's gonna be 75. Last night, it was like maybe 45 at night. So you wake up and chilly, but the daytime is perfect. And like that right there, that's not the national park. That's just beautiful. It's like we're in the Badlands of North Dakota and South Dakota, but we're in Texas. It's time to head back to the RV park and start packing this trailer up to get it ready to go on the road because we got a big travel day tomorrow. We're caravanning out of here. I'm back from our little tour of the town and the RV park.
Yeah.
What is your opinion of this place?
So I'm going to compare it to the last time we were here when we stayed in Marathon. I'm a local now.
Marathon.
In case you didn't know. We called it Marathon before we knew, but it's Marathon. So on that side of the park, I feel like there's not really anything to do. There was like 1 or 2 restaurants maybe to eat at, a little gas station, and then the rest you had to drive forever. Whereas on this side of the park, there's like a little strip of restaurants.
By strip of restaurants, she means the Terlingua ghost town. Those are not where the restaurants are.
That's like 2 or 3 restaurants, but still, you have some nightlife. They do live music at night, things like that. So there's like a crowd of people. You don't just feel so secluded and isolated. And then you have the grocery store, you have convenience store. So for me, with having kids and with having a caravan with us, I prefer this side of the park because there's lots more to do. Also, it doesn't feel like we're just in a parking lot. It might not look like it when you're looking from the road or from online. This might look like just a little piece of land with RVs on it, but it's really cool because there's so much. I'm sure you've already talked about this, but there's so much land everywhere that you can walk and explore. So you have all these great views and it doesn't feel super crowded.
I told you already, this is the friendliest park we've ever stayed at. So if I was a part-timer and I went on 1 RV trip a year, this is the type of place I want to stay because every time we had a fire going or went to the community area, what happened?
Oh yeah, we would have a crowd of people. I mean, people would just come up and it's so great. I also told Kevin, if I was a snowbird coming from the north to spend winters down south, I might alternate. If I like visiting with people, I might go to Florida one year and then come to a place like this one year because it's a completely different environment, completely different scenery, and it kind of changes it up, but it's still such a like cool atmosphere here. So I don't know that I'd stay in Florida every year if I was a snowbird. Also, what I loved about this park, and I think it goes along with that convenience factor, is that parents are choosing this campground because it's super close to the park entrance for the national park. So there was tons of kids here and they ranged from small kids like Kayla, Kaden, all the way up to teenagers. So there was always kids and activity outside. They have all the little community areas and it was just a great place to meet people and let the kids be outside and have some fun.
Are we gonna be allowed to repeat this place?
Oh yeah, I think we used to have a rule, no repeats allowed, but I told Kevin this might be one that we could come back to. And if we didn't come back here, we might try the campground in Lajitas. It's a RV park, right?
It's called Maverick Ranch and it's right across the street from the Lajitas Golf and Resort. It's not just an RV park, it's an experience.
Yeah, and do they have pools and stuff over there? Or?
I'm not sure if they have a pool, but you're literally across the street from the spas.
And that's another cool place too, because it feels like a town and it feels like there's a lot of activity there, so you don't feel so secluded, like you're in the middle of nowhere. So if people aren't your thing, visiting, you know, people coming by, saying hi, things like that, this might not be the campground for you, but for us, 2 thumbs up, baby.
Lolo, what are you doing?
I'm fixing to sign this water tank.
I already talked about this in the video, but we are leaving our mark here. They want you to. They have markers for it. They want you to sign the water tanks.
Super cool.
Such a cool idea.
Such a cool idea.
I gotta tell them what year you were here.
Oh, yeah.
They might want to know when you were here.
This one's no good. That would make sense.
It's 23, by the way, 2023. All right, it's official. Thomas and Beverly, we're actually here now.
Oh, look how pretty the blue
That
is.
blue looks.
Lolo,
I think y'all need to do y'all some blue. What?
have you been here yet?
No, I haven't signed yet. I think.
I see you picked a not so popular spot that not all of us short people can reach.
That's right. I want to be here longer than just a few weeks.
Hey, your color matches your shirt.
Well, it is my uniform now.
It looks good. You should put 2023 under it.
Okay.
Like here, and then give us a YouTube sign right there.
I have to look up what the YouTube sign is.
It's not a square, it's rounded edges square with a triangle sideways inside.
Look at that. We're official. Now we actually stayed here because it's on the water tower. Gran and Pawpaw, we're also here. See, you're not officially here until you write your name.
We need to sign for Phil's chair.
Oh.
Hashtag Phil's chair.
We should hashtag Phil's
Right
chair.
above them in the yellow. I'll get
Thomas, what do you think? Hashtag Phil's chair?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What do y'all think?
Good.
Good? Just good? 2 thumbs up, maybe? Not only was Granny and Pawpaw here, so was Phil's chair. Did you know that not only have you been here, your chair has also been here?
That's what I heard.
It's in the history books now. Hashtag Phil's chairs on the water tower. So now that we've shown you the park, it's time for us to be adults, and we have to pack this thing up because tomorrow we're leaving. It's been a great 16 days down here, but we gotta wash the big bend off this camper and off all of our stuff out here.
All right, so today we are busting out our ultimate cloths and we are going to put them to good use. We are cleaning everything on the inside and outside of this RV because we are dirty and these get the job done. Don't forget to get entered into our ultimate cloth giveaway. All you have to do is go to pavingnewpaths.com, purchase any of our merch, and that gets you entered to win one of the 2-packs that we're giving away. We are gonna select 3 lucky people, so head over now and get your merch.
I told you it rained here.
Yeah.
Well, you know how our girls like to be dirt and rock monsters? We had all these toys out and they were covered in dirt when it rained. Well, when it rained, it turned to like a mug.
It
or
feels
a
like
mud.
cement.
Yeah. So now we have to wash all this and let it dry out.
Not
before we
just
pack
all
it.
that, we have
All
all
this.
this too, plus bikes and scooters.
Oh, everything that was outside that was covered in dirt is now got rained on and becomes something different.
Also, all of our shoes inside
Yeah.
have that
Look
stuff
at
in the
this.
soles. It doesn't come out. Yeah. Yours is
like
good.
if you come here and it rains, you'll spend like a month probably after leaving to get all this dirt out.
Here we go. It's gonna be a long day.
While Alicia cleans the toys, I have to work on the front yard stuff, which means I have to clean up my pit boss, my Blackstone, Phil's pit boss, also our IceCo that's just charging. So a lot of people have asked, do you still use your IceCo refrigerator freezer? And yes, this week is an example of why we love it. So for the last 16 days, that has sat in the back of my truck with that EBL 1000 running it at 32 degrees. We only take it out every 3 days to recharge the EBL, but we've maintained a constant 32 degrees temperature, keeping our food and our drinks nice and cold while we go adventuring. So yeah, we love that thing, and that thing right there is awesome as well because it allows us to power that on our adventures in the truck. I'm cleaning up my pit boss and we've been having problems out of it. Not major problems, it still works, but the igniter no longer works. So when I go to start it up, I have to get this guy. So I use my little propane flare right here to get the fire started. And then once the fire started, it runs no problem. I haven't looked into how much it's going to cost to fix it or if it's easy to fix. Have any of you guys ever had a problem with the igniter? Have you replaced it? Did it work? This thing is 2 years old and we use it daily. So I'm wondering, is it worth it to try to fix it, or should I just look at other options to replace it? I would like the pit boss, but I can't find it anywhere online. It's always back ordered or out of stock. So that has me wondering, what model or brand do you guys have that you travel with, and is it worth it? Like, I've heard the Traeger's amazing. I heard the Green Mountain's amazing. I heard there's one called the Davy Crockett that's amazing. We've never had nothing but good luck out of this, except for now the igniter doesn't work. It still cooks once you light it, but it won't start on its own. Should I replace the igniter? Is it an easy fix? Or should I just go ahead and find me a new one to start cooking with? You guys let me know. Which one do you have, and do you love it? You know you've had a good week camping when your basement storage looks like this. So this is a complete disaster. And that's because everything's out here and everything's all around the campground. And that's because we had a great time here. So we're gonna get all this stuff cleaned up, picked up, and put back in its home. And then we're gonna do some dumping and flushing. And our last thing to do tonight will get to be these rugs picked up. Got everything picked up, everything out here. So now it's home. That basket, I'm not sure what to do with that. That somehow made its way into the basement. Told Alicia it didn't fit, but she put it there anyway. Now, oh buddy about to get a bath. Look at him.
He knows.
He knows.
He's got a black line going across his forehead.
He got a tattoo today from helping.
I think he was in a fire pit. If I had to guess.
Buddy, you about to smell nice and clean. Bubba. Oh, you don't want to bath, do you? Look at that. See? Y'all see that? He been messing around with something today. He's got tattoos all over his head. Are you helping, Caleb-oo?
I even gave him the warm water.
He still does the same thing. I don't know why he hates the water.
I know, you're allowed. You're supposed to love the water.
Buddy, you know you have cousins that live their whole life in the water?
He says, good for them.
I want to live my life in a bed. You gonna help, Caleb-oo?
All right.
Go ahead, give him a bath.
Get all soapy. Scrub your fingers into his back.
Buddy's like might be the only dog that hates this.
I think he likes it a little bit when we get to this part.
We have the RV mostly packed up. We still need to dump and flush our tanks, top the tires off there, and we're actually gonna hook the truck to the RV tonight. And that's because tomorrow we have a big drive. Us, Phil and Lolo, and Thomas and Beverly, we're all caravanning out of Big Bend, Texas, back towards San Antonio. But we can't make the drive in one trip. We're actually gonna stop in Junction, Texas, spend the night, and then we're gonna head on to New Braunfels, Texas, where we'll spend a few days together before they head home. But that brings my next question. What type of RVing do you guys like to do? Do you enjoy the big city and lots of activities? Or do you enjoy this? This right here, this is what I love. Being out here in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing here but you and nature. That's my jam. I love this. I loved out west. And Alicia, she likes it too, but she likes to be around things. I love to be in the middle of nowhere where there's no reason to be there but to be just you and nature. So what kind of RVing do you guys like to do? Do you like to do things, or do you like to be in the middle of nowhere? Anyway, thanks for hanging out today. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one.